self-defense videos for you guys today.
Awesome, yeah, so I think today the plan is, we've already covered in the last videos kind of the social aspect of things, like what to happen if somebody attacks, the getting beside people, and the reason we teach that part first is because it leads into all the asocial stuff. So today, ideally we're going to get through the 5 most common attacks happen to women statistically. And I said this in the last video, I'm going to say it again. Stats don't matter when you're being attacked, so training always helps. But we're going to give you the statistically most likely things that are going to happen, if anything happens at all. Because remember, again, if you live in a first world country, the rates of violence are very low. This is not a fear-monger video where you're going to get attacked. But understand that people do get attacked, and no matter how low violence gets, there will always be enough people getting hurt to fill the 6 o'clock news. Yeah. Right? So don't think that you need these tips to live the rest of your life. You may never encounter violence, but they're good to know, and also it's good to see what's coming. The 5 most common attacks are being grabbed, so I'm going to touch you, Sary, wrist or arm, and trying to lead the person off. The next most common is to be grabbed by the throat and impacted, hit, usually pinned against the wall, which we'll cover. And that can happen front, side, or back, and usually the more predatory the attack, the less likely it is to come from the front, right? So predators hunt, they don't fight, and I would never go into the woods, and if I was hunting a deer, I would not say, hey, what's up, deer, and then fight that deer in front of his friends, right? So same thing here, if I'm hunting you, I'm going to attack from behind to the side, so we have to deal with everything being 360 degrees, but the counter ambush we did in the first series of videos is going to lead right into this. And that's what we want, is that operant conditioning of the 7 things that make self-defense. Operant conditioning is the most important because it's what's going to happen when bad stimulus comes, and then it's going to give you that mental bookmark to get you to your training, right? So we got grab by the throat, grab by the wrist, weapons brandish, we'll talk about that a little bit. If a weapon's in play, it's going to be more of a psychological win than a physiological win. Because if I'm not already stabbing you, I'm already shooting you, then that means there's some kind of demand going on, and we're going to need to address that. Being taken to the ground in any way, and then last is a hair grab. So we're going to talk about all of these things, but the cool thing is that the way Thor and myself teach here is we use something called the overlapping movement pattern. So the thing we show you for one thing kind of leads to everything else, and it's a pretty good generic example of ways to defend yourself against multiple different stimulus. So Thor is going to be our Goomba today. He's going to be attacking. I'm probably going to be off camera talking. So what we're going to do is I want to go over the wrist grabs first, because they're the simplest thing to learn. And I really want to make sure you don't take the last thing we want you to do is take a self-defense course or watch a self-defense video and then make yourself less effective as a fighter. So if Thor grabs my wrist, we're going to show you all the cool kind of ninja-y wrist removals that we teach. But really, if he grabs me, the best defense is to start impacting or doing something else. Now, why we teach this type of stuff is because I can't dictate the situation you're in. Maybe you don't want to go high level of impact. Maybe you're getting grabbed, and so I always say it's like a drunk cousin trying to pull you, like, hey, let's go. I don't want to go there. And so you're like, no, I don't want to do this. Again, if you don't know the person, they're putting their hands on you, especially if you're smaller, right? We want to do damage. Hitting is going to be the force multiplier for you. The more damage you can do if you pull a weapon of some sort, that'd be awesome too. So obviously, no matter how they grab, if I can, hitting would be number 1. Okay? Same thing we talked about last time. If I'm here, if I can get beside them, even if they're making contact here, I want my hips facing them, their hips facing away from me, and then as much damage as possible to any of the target rings we talked about. Yeah. Without that, with this grab, this is very simple. There's a bunch of ways to teach this, but for us, the easiest thing to do is just rotate our bone to the gap where the thumb and the finger meet. If there's a gap, you just go through that gap and you pull towards your core. So when we're doing this, if he grabs, I don't want to go up and away from my body because I become much weaker. And I can't, even this thumb almost beat me there. But if I come towards my core, I become stronger and they become weaker. So as we go through this all the time, we want to make sure that they are as extended as possible and we are as close to our core as possible. So from here, we're going to get Sary to do this because it's not impressive when I do this. As we go here, you're just going to rotate and you're going to pull towards your core. Do you want to get close with that? Sure. So grab, twist, and towards. So again, you pull up kind of away from your body. I want you to pull towards your core. So not away, towards your body. Yes. Okay, yeah, so turn down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go with that break. Very good. 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 He grabs you. You don't know him. What do?
Oh, so hit.
Boom! Nice. Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's why we want the training to be as realistic as possible. You can't. If we just practice this, you're going to do what you train to do.
Right.
Right. So he grabs you. You don't know him. Get to the side of him and start beating on him. Exactly. Right. He shouldn't be touching you.